Huh. Hey nurse, how you feeling over there?
I don't know. I guess I'm a little tired, but not that bad. Why?
I'm not sure. Things just feel off.
Off how?
I can't really put my finger on it. Just feels tense out there.
I mean, it is an election year. I know you have some serious questions about how some things are governed. This isn't the right time for your political conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I think you should be spending a little bit less time on social media. I mean, and definitely a lot less time in the rabbit holes.
Yeah, I'm sorry I suggested he get online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, people out in the halls in the clinic are acting kind of strange. Maybe even a little aggressive.
Again, election year.
No, wait, you have the movie? Well, awesome, let's see what you got here.
Ooh, I wonder what we're going to get.
Oh yeah, we've got some action for this week's movie, nurse.
Oh?
This week we're watching 1981's Kill Squad.
Kill Squad?
Kill Squad.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it sure as hell does. Now, Kill Squad comes to us from Patrick G. Donahue. Now, Donahue kind of has three distinct careers, but all three have intersected with one another. Now, one facet of his career was as a director. He did make one movie before Kill Squad. In 1976, he made a movie called Passion Procession.
Totally a porno.
Correct. However, Kill Squad wouldn't lead to Donahue getting a whole lot of work in a director's chair. However, by 1989, he got another shot to make a movie with the action comedy They Call Me Macho Woman.
You can call me Nacho Woman.
Not Macho Woman?
Nah, I'd rather have a big plate of nachos than being macho.
Good to know, but anyway, They Call Me Macho Woman didn't exactly do it either, as he had to wait another 5 years before he'd make Parole Violators. Now, interesting story, Kill Squad and Parole Violators are the only two movies involving Patrick G. Donahue that I have ever heard of, but I wouldn't have ever heard of them without Red Letter Media's Best of the Worst show. But the other two facets of his career are being a stuntman and having some acting roles. His most prolific career in film is on the acting side. Over the course of about 42 years, he appeared in 21 films. In each of the movies he did stunts for, at least for what's listed on IMDb, they were also movies he appeared in. So I'm not sure if he was technically a stuntman by trade in general, or if he just did some stunts that he could do in movies that he also got roles in. I can't say he was, there was a whole lot of history that I could find online about him. I will say he does have a pretty bitchin' IMDb profile picture.
That's awesome.
Right?
Imagine showing up on set and that's the guy who's directing the movie.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a roadie.
Yeah, I suppose he does.
But this is one of those movies that isn't going to be easy to find out too much about. I can say that the movie was made on a pretty lean $80,000 budget. Some of it came from a bank loan, some of it from a real estate owner who invested in it, and half the budget came from Donahue and his brother Mike. Mike was the stunt coordinator for the flick. Now, Patrick Donahue staked $30,000 himself. In between making a porno film and this movie, he was the owner of a tool and die business. And apparently it was a fairly successful business because he could draw that 30 grand from it. But there's not much more to really say about the production of the movie. I was able to find some info about how the production company Summa Vista Pictures came along to fund and supervise the post-production. That did include a new music score that they commissioned themselves. All that said, there is one key figure in this movie. Nurse, do you dare to venture a guess on that?
Oh no, is it William Shatner?
No! Kill Squad marks the glorious return of Cameron Mitchell.
Praise be to the holy Cameron Mitchell.
Indeed. In fact, he'll show up rather quickly in this movie. So with that said, we're going to get into Kill Squad while we try to figure out why everyone in the clinic seems so upset today.
Gosh, it really is getting kind of crazy out there in the clinic, huh?
Yeah, people are getting really upset over stuff. So Kill Squad is exploitation through and through. And you know how I know this, Nurse?
Could it be the casual racism with the lady hating that guy's coworker because he's black?
Yep, and there's more racism later with the Asian Kill Squad member. But there's more. What else marks this as exploitation through and through?
I don't know. Maybe it's the rape that occurs in the very first scene of the movie?
Absolutely. Also, I'm going to throw in a third one just to kind of drive the point home. In the first two scenes, there are characters specifically and very obviously checking out cleavage.
Well, who doesn't like cleavage?
Fair enough. This movie is shockingly repetitive.
Shockingly repetitive?
Shockingly repetitive.
But Jeff, are you trying to say this movie repeats itself?
Oh, it repeats itself.
It repeats itself?
Over and over.
But it basically does the same thing time and again?
That's right. Over and over, it repeats time and again. But to scene after scene, we meet a member of the Kill Squad. They get into a fight with someone who talks shit to them. They beat that guy up while other members of the Kill Squad come over to watch. When the dick is beaten up by the member of the Kill Squad, they all give each other high fives and friendly salutations. They then walk off to go meet the next guy. This happens over and over and over again. We're going to find out that the next round of plot things in this movie also become rather repetitive.
I guess that makes it easy to write your script if you just repeat the scenes over and over.
Yeah, I suppose so. But the guy at the beginning of the movie who gets his home invaded and his wife killed is Joe. Joe used to be the commanding officer of a group of guys in Vietnam. That was his kill squad. And I think it's kind of funny that this group of guys from Vietnam all basically live in the same town. Like, sure, this seems like a city like Los Angeles, and a bunch of guys can't live there, but all these guys from the war were either all from there to begin with, or they all decided to move there together. Wait, do they hang out with each other on the reg? I mean, sure, Joe and Larry do. Joe owns the business that Larry manages, which Joe's wife does not appreciate. But what about everyone else? Do they all go out from time to time to get beers? I don't get that impression, as it seems like they all simultaneously always know where to find the other members of the Kill Squad, but they also approach each other as if they haven't seen each other in a bit. I'm so confused. But all I know is Joe wants some damn revenge, and he needs his Kill Squad to go and do the thing for him. Oh, and they all know various hand-to-hand combat skills.
Are you just gonna gloss over that action scene Larry has at the machine shop?
We are absolutely not going to skip over that.
Good.
Yeah, so sure, that opening scene with Cameron Mitchell playing Dutch, coming into Joe's place with his goons and beating him up and raping his wife is fairly typical action exploitation stuff. But then we go to a machine shop where we meet Larry. Now Larry is handing out rejection slips for tools that didn't meet proper specification. When the guy wants the money for the work done, Larry beats up the guy, giving him lip, and basically everyone gets involved to try to beat up Larry. It's insane.
It's amazing how many people know Kung Fu.
Yeah, like in a normal scenario, you get in the regular old fisticuffs. Take, for example, this morning. I come into the clinic, and I park, and the guy claims I'm parking in his parking spot. I tell him, well, his fucking name is not on that parking spot, and he tells me that his name is on my mom, and throws a punch. So I dodged that shit, and we got in some good old-fashioned fist fight until I beat him into the pavement. Just to add insult to injury, I pissed on him too. And then I come inside, and that little dude who does the mailboxes and stuff for the mail, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he says he's got mail for me, and I say, where's it at? And he says, right here, and then he flies the bird. And he's hanging a middle finger right there for everyone to see, so I can't let that stand, so we start fighting. I beat his ass, and just to finish him off for good, I throw him through the lobby window.
Jeff?
Yeah, it was crazy. Then the janitor came over with his mop like he's some fucking toxic Avenger or something and tries wailing on me with it. I broke it over my knee and used both pieces of the broken mop to beat his ass. And then to make sure he understood who's fucking boss around here, I gave him a wedgie and tossed him face first into his own bucket of mop water.
Jeff!
Man, it was crazy.
Jeff!
What?
Did any of them shoot their own foot to bits with the office gun?
Oh, yeah, all three of them did. I made sure to dodge behind their feet to make sure they were forced to shoot themselves.
Yeah, I guess good job on that.
What?
Doesn't that seem, I don't know, kind of weird to you?
I mean, what? Which part? The 3 fistfights I had this morning?
Eh.
The fact that I suddenly learned how to proficiently fight and even do kung fu? Is it that all three had business-issued guns?
Yeah, that. Isn't that a little strange to you?
It just seems like any other day at the office. I peed on a guy after I beat him up.
Yeah, you did. Oh, wow. Jeff, did you see what just happened over there?
Yeah, I've never seen Gertie do that before.
I had no idea she even knew Kung Fu.
Me neither. I wonder why she was so mad at the office next door's nurse practitioner.
Shelley? Oh, I think she said that Gertie was a slut or something.
Well, that's kind of random.
You know what? Sometimes people spout off and you just gotta beat the shit out of someone for it.
Yeah, I saw you mixing it up out there too.
Yeah, that motherfucking UPS guy just looked like he needed to get his ass kicked today.
I had no idea you could kick that eye. Actually, I also didn't know someone's crotch could be kicked that far up either.
Are you giving me lip buster?
No, I'm not. Although, perhaps we should get into a kung fu fight. I didn't like how you were looking at Poop Shoot over his political views earlier.
Come over here and get a piece then, you limp-wristed lollygagger.
Oh, I will. You got a thing or two coming.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I suddenly don't want a kung fu fight anymore.
Let there be peace among you all.
Cameron Mitchell?
Praise be!
Yes, my children, I have returned.
You look different.
Yeah, kind of like a mix of Santa Claus and God.
I've been away for over a year working on my own true ascension in the afterlife. But I have returned.
Are you here to light our darkest hour?
Something like that.
Bitchin'.
Cameron, what's going on? Why are you here now?
Terrible feelings of hate and violence have been covering the world. Why does it emanate from here?
I don't know.
Is it the movie that you selected for this week's episode, Jeffrey? Spill the beans. What are you watching?
Kill Squad.
When you watch the movie Kill Squad, only one of two things can happen. Repetition or violence. I see your version of reality has adopted the violent version of this movie's curse.
Man, this is weird.
You could say that again.
So, are you here to, fix everything?
Something like that.
Neato.
Gee, thanks, Cameron. I feel better already. Much less angry.
Yeah, thanks. I guess we have to sometimes be pretty careful with these movies. Make sure you vet these better, PC.
It is time for me to ascend back to my heavenly throne.
Wait, before you go, Mr. Mitchell.
What is it, Jeffrey?
I suspect another movie of yours is kind of waiting to come back through the Poop Shoot before we finish up the season. Will you be returning for that?
I shall consider it.
It's just that, we might need you again.
Oh, would you look at the time? It's happy hour here at the big bar in the sky. See you later, my children.
But wait.
Bye.
But
It's okay, Jeff. I'm sure he'll return again.
I guess.
Hey, at least I don't want to karate kick you in the balls anymore. If you ask me, that's probably a win for you.
Okay, so that was Kill Squad.
It sure was.
So the movie kept doing that repetition thing all the way through. The first act has the introduce a character, have them get into a silly fight, have them win said fight against a group of thugs, and then get picked up by the other members of the Kill Squad, and then they all walk away. In the second act, it was the guys go to track down Dutch, they run into people they need to kick their asses, they kick those asses, the sniper then kills a member of the Kill Squad, rinse and repeat until the Kill Squad is diminished to almost nothing.
There's some kind of simplistic fun to this movie, isn't there?
Yeah, it's almost like it kind of mesmerizes you into ultimately thinking you're engrossed in this insanely simplistic plot that just repeats itself until it gets to a new series that then gets repeated. But anyway, Nurse, let's hear it. What's your final review?
Well, I thought I was gonna hate this movie. In fact, I kinda wanted to hate this movie. The quality is pretty bad, but maybe that helped enhance the whole experience for me. It's like I found this old VHS in someone's closet and put it in hoping it would either be some weird 80s porn or a weirder kung fu movie. And we got the kung fu movie. Anyway, I love that everyone knows karate in this movie. Even that one girl at the pool party got in on trying to kick Larry's ass. That's crazy. Maybe not as crazy as the sound effects. It just sounded like the same whip crack for each punch and kick. But that kind of added to the fun goofiness of this movie. You got everyone kicking everyone's asses, people rolling off car hoods, that one car that goes flying from jumping a ramp, and of course, an exploding car. I give this movie 4 poops out of 5.
Yeah, this movie's a silly romp for sure, but that sound effects for punching and kicking you mentioned, Nurse?
Yeah?
Yeah, those were the same sound effects used for Bruce Lee fight scenes in movies from the 70s.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. But anyway, this movie has 2 twists that we saw there in the final moments of the movie, and if you ask me, they bring down the movie, which is odd to say, but for some reason this should be a perfect 5 poops out of 5 because of how crazy it is, but it gets docked, for me at least, when we learn that Larry is not actually the last Kill Squad member left standing, as one of the guys was wearing a bulletproof vest to save himself from the sniper. That twist is okay, but you'd think Larry would realize that guy was still alive, but whatever, I'll let that one pass. The one that I think is really dumb is Joe being the actual sniper. This entire plot was kind of inexplicable once the reveal is made, but dig on this. So the grand scheme of the timeline that we see, the Kill Squad and Joe were captured by members of the Viet Cong. They were forced to walk through a minefield, and they had Joe go through, and it caused him to lose part of his leg, which was also a twist revealed late in the movie. Joe has since harbored hatred and disgust for his friends ever since.
What were they supposed to do? Not do what their captors wanted while they held guns to them?
Right? But then he gives Larry a high-ranking job. He's got this thing with Dutch that leads to Dutch and his goons breaking in and killing his wife and beating him up pretty good too. And so he assembles the Kill Squad, but... So, what was the plan exactly? Was the Kill Squad dispatched to help Joe get revenge on Dutch, but also have them all in one place where they can be gunned down? Why can't Joe just kill everyone all at once? Why play the game? Why just kill one member of the Kill Squad at a time? I mean, they could eventually get to Dutch and Joe, and the Joe, could have sniped them all at once, or whatever. I don't know, but well, whatever. I mean, it's a dumb reveal. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I feel like my brains are like bleeding out of my ears right now. But I mean, it could have just been Dutch, but they needed the twist, I guess, and that's probably because they couldn't just be Dutch, because Cameron Mitchell isn't going to make the whole movie. He was paid to be in just a few scenes. Fuck it. I don't care. Whatever.
It's still a fun movie. Kind of gets in the kung fu fighting mood.
It does. It apparently so, because everybody here got into a kung fu fighting mood. But Larry is the only actor in this movie aside from Cameron Mitchell who has a picture on IMDb. He's working to this day. He's done some stage work. He's recently had bit parts in some popular TV series. He actually got his start in a couple of uncredited roles in 2 pretty big films in 1976. Carrie, and the Dirty Harry flick, The Enforcer. So I think this is about all that we can really do for Kill Squad. We should probably consider wrapping things up.
I sure am glad things seem normal again.
Oh, for sure. I didn't want to have to try to fight my way out of here today.
We really are lucky Cameron Mitchell came to take away our anger and fighting moods.
No doubt. I knew he'd come down and help us when we needed him most.
He's a pretty swell guy. What do you think he does when we're not being visited by him?
Barbecue time, everybody!